if someone was to say the words Shark RPG, Sharpg, how would you feel? I mean, you'd probably imagine this, or this, or, I mean, perhaps even this. You know, I struggle in my mind to see how playing as a shark in an RPG sense could be bad. You know, it's certainly not going to be The Witcher 3, but, you know, it's a possibility of Game of the Year there easily. You know, it's a cool idea. There was a very old game, I believe, called Feeding Frenzy on the PC, and it's very similar to this. You start off as a small fish and you eat bigger fish, you then get bigger, which means you can eat even bigger fish. Really fun game. And seeing what this game was about and seeing the clear influence that game had on it, I thought, damn, this is going to be a fucking spicy ass game. Instead, this is what I got. Now at retail, right, no sale, this is like 40, 50 quid, right? And I like to judge games based on, do I get my money's worth? You know, so 50 quid. I think to myself, out of that, I'm getting maybe a 10-hour experience. And so they should be, let's say it's a 40 quid game, they should be giving me around about, and my math could be off by quite a margin here, but around about, what, £10 per... No, that doesn't even make sense. £5 per hour of gameplay. Well, this game, I'll tell you something now, it gave me maybe about 4.5 pence worth of gameplay fun and objectives. Jesus Christ, it was bad. I'm just going to... I haven't even got anything prepared for this video. I just wanted to hop on and say fucking how awful they made this game. The potential was mad. Right, I suppose, right, screw all that. Let's talk about the good things first, okay? Good things. One certain area of the game looks very cool, and your shark, when it gets upgraded, also looks pretty sick, I won't lie. There's certain upgrades that add, like, bones to you. That looks pretty fucking cool to me. And that's it. So let's move on to the bad things now. So the bad things, I'm just going to start listing off, right? First of all, this is a collectathon. Now, you think back to some of the best collectathons that there's ever been. Banjo-Kazooie, you know, what really kicked it all off. Nowadays, you have a collectathon for everything, but probably the most recent I've played is Ukulele, which is, if you don't know what collectathon is, you collect things by doing a thon. And there's sort of a mild story in there, but the main goal is to collect things, you know, like Mario, for example. You collect stars, moons, fucking Princess Peach's big old peaches, if you know what I mean. You know, you collect things. It's a collectathon. It makes sense. But most of the time, in the collectathons, they at least make an attempt of something tangible. But this, Jesus. The collectibles... And this is not a joke, right? I don't need to think I'm joking about any of this. The collectibles go like this. So there's license plates, which are, just as they sound, license plates that have obviously fallen in the water over time, and you just go up to them, bite them, you collect them. This could have been really cool. You know, they could have had little references here to all sorts of famous vehicles, you know, like the DeLorean out of Back to the Future. You could have had that number plate in there, you know, with whatever that number plate was, or you could have had, you know, a number plate with Kit on it from Knight Rider. There were so many choices. Instead, every number plate is the same, like identical in every way. They're all broken and bent in the same way. They all have the same writing on. Why? Couldn't you have just, I mean, for the love of God, just randomly generate some random number plates? But no, they're just like, that fucking mate. No one's going to notice. And it's like, right, okay, I can get past that. Maybe it's a slip. And then you look at the map, and it's just, I mean, you imagine a Ubisoft game, you know, where you go to a tower, you unlock the tower or whatever, and it unlocks part of the map, and suddenly 9.8 quintillion different question marks appear, and you think, ah, fuck you know, I'm going to have to go clear these. This is like that, but 10 times worse, and 10 times slower, and 10 times more restrictive. There's just things thrown everywhere. You know, I mean, you're a shark, for fuck's sake, and in this game you spend more time on land than you do water. It doesn't make sense to me. There's also these, like, caches, these chests, if you will, underground that award you your currencies. So you got, like, a red one, a yellow one, and a blue one. Don't even know the names. Never made an effort of letting me know. But these upgrade your shark. Why? It's just thrown in there for the sake of it. And the shark upgrades, Jesus Christ, we'll get onto that in a moment. Fucking hell, they're bad. You've then got other things like you've got to kill a certain amount of people in a certain area, and the Easter eggs. Oh god, I love it when a game puts in subtle Easter eggs. You know, like you'll walk somewhere, and like in Doom, for example, if you play Doom 2016, you can collect these little collectibles that are like the Doom guy, but in different styles. So there's one on there for Fallout, so it was like a Fallout dude, but in a Doom guy style. I love collecting them. It didn't get in the way of the gameplay. It was just like, oh, that's a really cool little nod. Whoa, not here. You want to know what they do here? They add collectibles every 5 seconds. I'm not even joking. Every 5 seconds, I was running into something, and the narrator, who does a good job, he is the same guy who plays Jerry Smith out of Rick and Morty, you know, so he's got a nice voice, don't get me wrong, but after 8 hours, I don't want to fucking hear you talk about, SpongeBob reference, or, it's another funny spider reference, or, I say spider reference, doesn't even make sense, but neither does this game. It's so frustrating. I had written out 8 pages, right, for a script on this, and I was going through and I was really trying to think of some good points, you know. I wanted to at least have a page of good points, but I can't find any. Honest to God. You want to see what the combat's like? Take a look. It's... best way to explain it, okay, is imagine you're trying to have sex with a sheet of aluminium, okay? No holes in it, just a plain old sheet of aluminium. And you just keep ramming your dick as hard as you can against the aluminium until your dick snaps. That's what it's like to play this. You mash on a button for so long. It got to the point where it physically hurt my hands, which shouldn't happen in a game. For the last trophy of this game, you had to get your reputation level, kind of like you do on GTA, you know, with the wanted stars. But you had to get it to 10, and each new level, a new sort of bounty hunter, sort of boss, if you will, came out that was absolutely ripped out of Borderlands, the style they did it. And it came out, and to beat them, you know what I had to do? Not tactically dodge stuff, not be really cool and fly into the air, and no, I just had to keep tapping R2 and occasionally like L2 or something to dodge over and over for like 45 minutes. You imagine, okay, for 45 minutes of your life tapping as fast as you can on R2. It's, oh man, it was actually a killer. It made me sick of this fucking game. And I could put that behind me. I could think to myself, you know what, it's fair enough. Maybe they didn't balance it right. If any of the other game was half decent. The one area of the game that looked nice and, you know, be on screen or whatever, it's just save area. And it only looks nice because there's kind of cool lights in there. And that's it. You leave and every other area is the same. It's like you swim. Whoa, there's some water. Whoa, there's some slightly deeper water. Whoa, that water's just a medium depth water. Why? You know, why? It's a shark game. Let me go out into the fucking ocean and be a shark. No, sorry, mate. You're going to spend 95% of your time on sewers and on land. The other 5% of the time, you might spend exploring, and it might be okay. It's so monotonous and tedious. The only good ability is putting on that bone costume to make yourself have a crap ton of health and just tapping R2. I tried the other ones. There's like poison ones that are pointless. They don't barely work. They don't do nothing. I honestly, God, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. The chances are there's just going to be repeated footage over and over, because usually I record footage that I think's good. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. I want to show that off. Here, I've genuinely got about 6 minutes of footage that I thought was pretty cool. It's such a bad game. That's it. That's the review. That's the video. Please, for the love of God, for your own sanity, do not buy this game. If you want to play a good shark RPG, go on your phone and there's a fucking game on iOS and Android for free that is the same thing as this, but I tell you what, it costs less and it's fucking good.